any thoughts? Conor McGregor just popped up and said he won $100 million a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr., and he would do it in a pure boxing discipline if there was $100 million for him. Floyd's skill levels unbelievable. Any thoughts on that fight?
Well, I think in a purely boxing match, Conor would probably get beat for sure. Floyd's just moves too well. He's too hard to get hit, and without Conor being able to at least kick, I think you're playing with Mayweather's in his world. So I think Conor wouldn't do so well with that. Yeah,
Mayweather. Probably the most advanced thing you can do in striking is move, not throw, but move, slip. And Floyd Mayweather is slick as they come. He's just super slick. His head movement, super slick. He rolls his shoulders and everything. And UFC guys traditionally aren't slick. They're there to throw punches. They'll take one to give one. And the thing, as you see, it's funny, as I watch UFC, I always said, 10 years ago, I didn't see a guy throwing an uppercut because it's a sort of more advanced boxing kind of punch. But now I see lots of guys throwing uppercuts, which lets me know that the hands are progressing. And also what you're seeing is more head movement and slipping and things like that weren't part of the curriculum 10 years ago when it was two guys just kind of getting into the cage and going at it. So the more advanced punches, if somebody is right-handed and they're standing in an orthodox stance and you see him throw a left hook to the body and then come up top of the left hook to the head and follow it with a left uppercut, you go, that guy's good with his hands. If you show him just loading up and throwing those big widowmakers with the right, that's a guy who's done a lot of wrestling, kickboxing, martial arts, and everything else. Floyd's all hands, but he's all slick.
Right.
McGregor'd have a lot of trouble hitting it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the more closer battle and the one that would be more contested and controversial would be the verbal battle that they'd have beforehand.
Mama contest.
It'd be great. Listen,
McGregor's minus 150.
It's perfect because look, it's entertainment. Oh, is McGregor minus?
No.
Oh, okay,
the verbal battle.
Yes.
Jesus, we are on the same page today.
I was trying to figure it out. I don't know. There's odds up. There's got to be odds up. Anyway, in a way, I think it's going to go down because it's going to be huge pay-per-view. If you're Floyd Mayweather doesn't really need to worry about Conor McGregor if it's just pure hands. It's just all hands. He really doesn't have to worry that much about getting knocked out by McGregor. McGregor doesn't really have to worry about a loss from a guy who's 50-0 and been on everyone's pound-for-pound list and is going to the Hall of Fame and blah, 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 and did not fight in his discipline. There's no legs or submissions or anything involved, so no mud, no egg on his face, and he's going to get $100 million, and Floyd's going to... Floyd can make $100 million for fighting what would be a 25th ranked boxer in his weight category, and McGregor can get $100 million for just getting punched over a weekend and not hurting his reputation.
He gets it either way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, being negotiated, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Does that sound about right, Hendo?
Yeah, that sounds about right, but I don't know if it'll ever happen just because both of them got huge egos.
Well, the way it may not happen is if somebody needs to be paid more than the other person.
Which is where the ego is.
Where the ego pops up. What about Conor going up to 170?
Well, that's where he fought Diaz at both times.
Right.
At 170. I think that kid that fought last weekend, I have trouble with his name, Nurmagomedov, the Russian kid that would. And that's at 155. I think he would definitely give Conor a huge
Khabib
problem.
Yeah, I think it's Nurmagomedov or something like that. It's very hard to pronounce.
Mm-hmm. So you think he'd give him fits
at 155? I think he definitely would take him down and beat the piss out of him.
So not a big McGregor fan?
No, I don't dislike him. I think it took me a while to kind of get on board with him just to see a little bit more well-roundedness. He's always shown that he's got good hands, good kicks. But, to see him against a couple different wrestlers that had good hands, it took me a while to get on board with him. I think Eddie Alvarez just did not fight a smart fight whatsoever. He didn't use his wrestling whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't watch the fight, but the consensus was this guy's a wrestler and he's got to use his wrestling, and if he doesn't use his wrestling, then he ain't going to make it, and he didn't.
Yeah, that's what.
And you train other people a lot? You do much of that?
Yeah, a little bit. I got
Nurmagomedov.
You're trained Nurmagomedov.
No, but I got a number of other guys, a few of them in the UFC, and one girl's actually fighting tomorrow night, and another guy fighting in Bellator on Saturday.
And you hold the focus pads?
I don't do a whole lot of that. I got guys that do that a lot better than I do. So
Good.
You're a
Farm it out.
delegator.
Yeah. All right. Should we do a little? I was going to have Dan hold them for me, but then screw that. Yeah, if you don't hold them though, it's
I
not-
know
it
how
sucks.
to.
Oh, okay.
But in general, he has people for that.
He has people for that.
Maybe Adam could be your people. You hold the focus pads very well.
I'm a good focus pad holder. That was my job in a former lifetime.
yeah, Dana White used to do box aerobics back in the day.
That's what
too.
I did.
Yeah,
I wonder where he taught that.
in Vegas, I think.
I wonder where he taught. I wonder what place. So I worked at Bodies in Motion out here, which is boxing. I mean,
Boxercise.
they call it like white collar boxing, but I would get into trouble from the owner because I would try to teach people how to box, and he was just like, these are a bunch of secretaries and dentists and lawyers. They just want to burn calories and work up a sweat, and then they go to work, Right. And if you're standing there sort of explaining hip rotation and your stance and stuff, they're just standing there watching you. They're not burning the calories. And I'm like, well, they're taking a boxing class. Like they should learn how to box if they're taking a boxing class, because we got, cycles and treadmills and free weights and stuff like that. But if they sign up for my class, then they should. So what I ended up having is only the people who wanted to learn how to box in my class, which meant no hot chicks. The other guys' classes were just teeming with hot chicks who wanted to burn calories. I had like 5 dudes, average age 49 in 3 months, and they would all just listen to me on how to box.
You had to take
there
the high
were
road.
great guys, but I never got the hot chicks, and I never got the big.
Yeah. You rarely got laid with those guys.
No, and when
Almost
I did,
never.
I was wishing I wasn't. Yeah. All right. So, Hendo, you want me to hold the gloves for you, or you want to hold them for me?
I don't know. You pick.
Whoa.
Ooh, it's getting interesting.
I think I'd say you hold them for me.
All right.
Yeah?
Normally it's the other way in this studio, but a
This will
little
be good.
switcheroo.
Let's do this.
Okay. Oh, you guys want to...
Do a little
Well, the
play-by-play.
gloves are... Let's see. Where's the stuff all sitting there behind you?
Let me go see. Oh,
All right, you
here
guys.
comes
Gary will get you set up, and we'll figure this out. You guys can do a little play-by-play.
All right.
Dan's holding. I'm hitting.
We're here at Corolla Square Garden, the legendary venue that has seen so many historic events.
Hey, Max Patty, you play my son. He's a little taller than you, but I want you to play. Let me tell you something. Hold on a second, Gary. I won't put my gloves on yet, but I do something that drives. I got a nanny named Olga, and she's Guatemalan, and it drives her insane because I've thrown so many air punches in my life that I can stop or miss by just millimeters from someone's head, nose, or anything. And I always tell my son, stand there. And then I stand in the kitchen and I throw punches.
I like where this is going.
At his head, and my nanny goes nuts because you're gonna kill this kid. And it's like I'll never touch him.
It's a William Tell situation.
Yeah, you sit there, Max Patty. Put that camera down. Go ahead.
The camera can sit down. You stand up.
Yeah.
Put down the valuable equipment.
Wait a minute, I take my glasses off.
Yeah, take it
Yeah,
off.
why would you want to see that? Why would you want to see well?
I really thought about it.
All right.
Chris
He's up, they're
Maxipata
both
is quaking. Oh my God! Don't move! Chris Maxipata is
Chris has
quaking.
a little wet spot down by his.
And she'll stand where Brian is. I'll go, come on.
Adam is missing him by centimeters.
By a hair.
Chris does not look pleased.
Chris, you okay? All the
We
color
will
drained out of
post a
your face.
video of all this to the Adam Carolla Facebook and Instagram account.
Wow, without his glasses.